Hello and welcome to our channel. My name is Caitlin, and in this video I will show you how to fill, crumb coat, and final frost a cake. These steps are the basics to making a sturdy cake that will hold its shape and can be stacked. Comment below and let us know your process for frosting cakes and any tips or tricks you have. During this video, I will show you a few tricks to make sure your cake holds its shape and how to make this process much easier. Let's get started. When frosting a cake, make sure to have a turntable. Next, you will need your cakes and buttercream. To make frosting the cake easier, freeze your cake layers once they have cooled from baking. Remove the cake from the freezer when you are ready to frost. For the buttercream, make sure to have an offset or straight spatula along with a regular silicone spatula. Spread a small amount of buttercream on the board and attach the first cake layer. Gently press on the cake to ensure it is attached to the board. Scoop some frosting onto this cake layer and smooth with your spatula. Stack the next layer with the cut side up and gently press to secure. Use your spatula to clean up the frosting between these layers and add more if there are any gaps. Scoop more buttercream on top of the new layer and smooth. If your spatula has any crumbs on it, be sure to use a separate container to scrape it off. Add the final layer on top of this frosting with the cut side down. This will ensure the top of your cake is as flat and smooth as possible. Get eye level with the cake and adjust the layers until the cake is straight and even. Use the small spatula to clean up the buttercream between the layers. If you use the same bowl, be sure not to get the crumbs in the remaining icing. Freezing your cakes gives you the advantage of chilling your buttercream while frosting your cake. It will help with making your buttercream smoother as you are frosting and stabilize your cake layers as the frosting sets up faster. Use the larger spatula to scoop buttercream on top of the cake. Smooth the top of the cake first, allowing the frosting to be pushed off the edge of the cake. Your buttercream should be thick enough to hold itself at the top corner of the cake. Then, smooth that buttercream along the sides. Because this is the crumb coat of the cake, it should be thin and is meant to help seal in any crumbs. This layer will create a smooth base for you to build your final layer on. Frozen cakes can also eliminate the crumb coat depending on how many crumbs your cake produces. Once you have covered the cake in buttercream, use a scraper that is taller than the cake to smooth the sides. Use the small spatula to scrape from the edge to the center of the top of the cake to remove the rough edges. Place your cake in the refrigerator for 45 minutes to an hour. Remove your cake from the refrigerator and place back on your turntable for the final frosting layer. Scoop some buttercream on top of the cake and repeat the same steps as the crumb coat. Smooth the top of the cake first, allowing the frosting to build up at the edge. Then, smooth the top edge of the cake, making sure this layer is thick enough that you cannot see the cake through it and can be scraped several times without showing the cake. Continue adding frosting to the cake until it is completely covered. Use the scraper to smooth the sides of the cake. As you can see, there are holes and gaps in the frosting. Use the small spatula to add more buttercream to these areas, and use the scraper to smooth the frosting again. When you are starting to smooth the final layer, you can use short movements to turn the turntable. As the frosting on the cake becomes smoother, use long movements to turn the turntable to reduce the amount of seams in the frosting. Continue filling in the gaps and smoothing the buttercream until you are satisfied with the look. Before moving to the top of the cake, scrape around once more using a single turn on the turntable to allow for only one seam. Then, use the small spatula to scrape from the edge to the center to smooth the top of the cake. You can also use your scraper to help with this step. The top edge of my cake was not built up enough, so I added more frosting to the outer edge, smoothed the sides of the cake so the frosting would be pushed up past the top of the cake, and smoothed the top once more. You can leave the top of your cake smooth or add some texture with the small spatula. Thank you for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, consider subscribing and turning on the notifications. Your support will help us grow our channel and create more videos. Don't forget to comment below and let us know what your process is for frosting cakes. If you want to see more videos like this one, check out the baking and decorating playlist on our channel. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram to stay updated on our newest products, and be sure to check out our stories for upcoming projects. Our social media links can be found in the description box below. We love to see how you use products from our store, so be sure to tag us in your posts. Thank you again for watching, and I will see you in the next video.